Welcome to Maria Loves to Talk. And yes, you guys, I'm not doing fragrance. I'm not doing fragrances. So again, welcome to Maria Loves to Talk. And I need you to click like and subscribe. Okay, this will be a short video, and I'm going to go through it not fast, but just another. We don't like, everybody don't like long videos. My previous one was a little long, but it was good. So on this one here will be story time. I'm talking about ghost stories. And I think I shared that I was trying to get my uncle to tell me some or call me up and put it on video. My auntie said he doesn't have any, and I'm thinking, come on. He's been driving trucks about 50 years, traveled the world. I know you know some, but hey, that's okay. And I asked two of my other friends this week. I was trying to gather up people that had stories, and everybody was like, I don't know any. I'm like, oh, Lord. Okay, so that's okay. I have some, and I have so many that it will be a continuation. And I'm also going to add one where I will talk about one of my favorite churches, one of my favorite one of my favorite pastor, where I will talk about Joel Osteen Church, how it affected a family friend, and him changing his leaf over big time. Yes, so we'll do that one in my next one, and it's going to be really good, and it's going to be really scary too. Okay, so get it on with this. Get you some snacks. I don't know, whatever. Blueberries, grapes, cherries, Lay's potato chips, a taco, a tamale, a double Big Mac. Okay, let's do it. So I'm trying to do them in date order. It's kind of hard, so it's really not much. You can just see my little raggedy handwriting here. So I'm going to start with, most of us, maybe not most, but a lot of people like them old houses, because I'm on several Facebook and Instagram pages where I'm just looking at old homes. I love the architecture in Michigan. I love those old homes. Detroit, see where else I saw some. Chicago, places like that, and of course the South, Louisiana, Mississippi. So, and also apartments. So where I'm leading to, some of them places, before you move in, if it's an old home that's 100 years old, or if it's been several occupants in it, you might want to have your home blessed, by the priest or whoever, or Indian shaman or somebody. So let's start with this first one. My sister, one of my sisters, I'm going to say my youngest sister, because she's really friendly and outgoing. She's a Leo. And so I think she was telling me she was talking to, at her previous place, her apartment, and the manager, and I love those type of managers because they know everybody's business in the apartment complex. The problem with them is that sometimes they tell your business to other people. That's how they know everybody's business in the complex. So I don't know how this story came up, but she was telling my sister that she remembered when she first became a leasing agent. She named the apartments where the apartments was. It was in a decent neighborhood, And she said that she remembered a young man. He had just, I don't know, that was his first time getting an apartment or being a new, maybe just moving out from his parents, that he had came in looking just, dazed, excited. And he told her he had just saw a ghost. Okay. I don't know how long he had been in the apartment. I'm assuming he had just moved in, and she was like, what? He said, ma'am, I got to get out of this apartment. You got to give me a new apartment. And she was like, I don't have any vacancies. I don't know if he had took the last one, but she claimed that she didn't have anywhere to move him to. So he told her how it started was he was just, doing whatever in the kitchen. I don't know if he was fixing food or if he was moving things around. He said he saw a elderly woman. He described her age. She looked to be 70-ish, 70 or something. And she was, you know how the little older people love to wear their little house robe, their little nightgowns or now. But he said she was in a house robe or something of that nature. And he said she didn't look at him. She was just, going about her business, just like she lived there, like she owned the place. And she said the dude was just getting more hysterical and hysterical as he told her the story. So he left and he told her, he said, if it happens again, I'm out of there. And she said, you leave and, you're going to break your lease and you're going to mess up your credit and you're not going to be able to get another apartment. So a couple of weeks passed, and the other lease agent in the office told her, so-and-so, he moved out. He just came in here and threw the keys, and he said he was getting out of here. And she said, was like, what? And she said, yeah. He said that, he had it. He couldn't stay in that apartment, that he was seeing things. So she's sitting up there with my sister, telling my sister, well, now that I think about it, you guys, I'm going to keep it real. These people lie, okay? Yes. At the end of the day, it's about money, 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 money. So she tells my sister, oh, yeah, you know what? Now I'm thinking, I'm beginning to think, because I remember the people that had the apartment before this guy moved. It was a woman. She was about in her 50s or 40s, and her mama was like in her 70s, and they had been in that apartment for like 10 years, and she came one day and she said, whatever the woman's name, I don't remember, her Melinda, Maribel, I'm not gonna lease this apartment. I'm not gonna renew my lease. I'm just letting you know, heads up. I'm not renewing. So the mama said she didn't think nothing about it. So she said, you know what? When she came to me to tell me that they were not going to renew their lease after being there about 10 years, she had a weird, strange look on her face. She said, now I think, she said, I'm wondering, did her mama die in that apartment and she just didn't tell us anything? Or maybe when they moved, maybe the mom passed, or maybe she put the mom in a home and the mom passed, and because she had lived in that apartment for 10 years, she was so connected to that, apartment. So my sister was like, I don't know what it is, but it sounds creepy to me. So that's my first little story. I think that the lease agent knew something, or she should have investigated, or maybe got on the phone and called that woman when this young man told her this and asked the previous leaseholder, hey, I'm just calling to check on you and your mom, blah, blah, blah. I think she owed it to this guy, because now we've got a young man that was so scared he done broke his lease and messed up his credit, when really there was something going on in his apartment. Moving on to my second. This one, golly, I don't know why I'm just like losing my voice or something. Okay, excuse me. Second one involves my sister. And she, let me give some history. When she moved into this apartment, it's a long story, but I'm just be brief. She said it was a smell. She didn't know what the smell was. She said, well, it smelled like maybe whoever had it, maybe they were smoking weed. She said, but it's just a weird smell. The apartment vacuumed it. Then my sister went. Me and her, us together. Shampoo. Got a shampoo from Kroger's. Then got another shampoo. I don't care how much deodorize the perfume or whatever, place still had that smell. So make a long story short, my sister, I don't know, was this before the lady told her about the young boy with the ghost, or it was after, or maybe she went and had told the lady her story. But my sister is up at night, so she was up late at night on the internet. Maybe this was around the holidays, and she said she just happened to look up because she had her closet door open in the bedroom while she was laying in bed, and she saw a figure of a woman, an elderly woman, in her closet, just casually walking out, going into the kitchen. And she was like, oh my God, goodness, I just saw a ghost. And I was like, what? So the next day, she goes in that closet and she's looking around, moving stuff around. And she sees some water damage from the other apartment next door to her. And then also see some roaches and stuff. And I told her that's weird because a couple of nights I had dreamt of roaches or whatever. I know it sounds crazy. So when I would be over there, I'll be sitting watching TV. TV would go off and on. One time on the bar, something just fell off or pushed off or whatever. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. How can something that's like right here push off? And it happened a couple times. So me being the me that I am, I opened the front door because I saw this somewhere or read it somewhere. Got me a broom and just start sweeping and saying, you know, whoever, if there's somebody in here, there's a ghost in here, I'm sweeping with the door open. You got to get your ass out. We need money. If you're going to be here, because I know you probably like us, you know, we're, you know, smart, funny, crazy family. You need to pay bills. We need some money. You need to get, I'm serious. So I told her that. I said, you know what? I'm here with the kids babysitting, and it didn't matter. And this happened during the day. This was not like at night. Thinking this is really strange. So that's the second one. Did she see it again? No, because a few months down the road, I called the priest. Had the priest come to the house to bless the house, because I think I had told y'all, and I'll talk about that story in depth, that one of my nieces had got sick. All of a sudden, it's a long story. It was just a lot going on, and I don't know if it had anything to do with that, but yeah. So he blessed the house, even went into the garage, and gave us holy water, holy oil. So that was taken care of. Third ghost story. My cousin, he's passed. I don't know, would I say he's a rockabilly? But he was a Zydeco player on the side, taught himself how to play guitar. He was a constable, worked at one of the colleges. So I don't know how old he was, but I think this story happened either in the 70s or the 80s. And when he told us the story, I was like in my mid-20s. So make a long story short, he got lost in Louisiana trying to get back to Texas. Went down some little road trying to do a little shortcut, whatever, yeah. So make a long story short, I guess he was scared. And so he said, as he's driving down this dark, lonely road, no other cars, don't see any cars, don't see any people, don't see any gas stations, he see an old man walking. Me, I would have kept going. So he gives this man a ride in his little truck. So the man's in his truck, And they're talking. I don't know how long it goes, maybe about 25 minutes. And I guess the man's trying to help him find the road to get a gas station or whatever. So I don't remember what he said him and the man was talking about, or if he was doing. Our whole family is talkative. So knowing my cousin John, he probably was doing all the talking, and the man probably wasn't saying anything but and you know, and pointing. So they finally found a gas station. So not my uncle, I keep saying once that uncle. So he asked the old man, hey, wow, we done found a gas station, praise the Lord, good. We don't, thank you. You helped me, to get out of the swamps or whatever. So he says to the man, let me get you some sandwiches, what you want. And the man's telling him, he don't want anything. He said, let me get you some drinks. And the man's like, no, I don't want anything. So my cousin goes into the store, comes back with the food, with the sandwiches, and he's looking around the car. He's looking. He don't see that man. The man done disappeared or went to the bathroom. I don't know. So the little guys saying, the little other men at the gas station at the pump, they see my cousin. They say, "What's up, Chief?" You know how dudes talk. What's up? Paran. That's you call uncle in Creole. In Louisiana. So he says, "Well, did y'all see that man that I came up here with? Did y'all see that old man?" And he's like, "It was an old man with me, and I got this food, and he helped me because I was lost back there." And so one of the guys said, "Man, you didn't come up here with nobody. You was by yourself. We saw you when you got out your truck and you walked to the thing. We saw you. We was looking right at you." He said, He said, so the other younger, he said, "Chief, partner, we was looking at you. You drove up here. We saw when you got out your truck. Nobody was in there. It was just you. We right here. So if somebody was in there, they had to pass right by us for us to see them." And he was like, whew, he was like, "Oh my," I'm pretty sure he probably said a cuss word or something. He was like, "What? I done got all this food." And I think he probably gave the dude some sandwiches or whatever. He said, "Got all that food." He said, so I can imagine that was a scary drive for him, driving from whatever part of Louisiana he was at all the way to Texas, because that's really a 4-hour drive. And you're thinking, I know I'm not losing my head. I know I picked up a man. I know this man talked to me. I know we said something. I know who was this person that was in my truck. So he said that was an angel hitchhiker. They helped lead him out of the swamps, out of the back roads. I don't know where he was. I don't know if he was in Lake Charles or Jennings or Eunice or somewhere. But yeah, that's number 3. Okay, so number 4, one of my cousins from California told me this one, the one that I was sharing with my dating app story. She was the one that was telling me about the little girl, the 16-year-old girl that was shot and thrown on the side of the road in California. So I asked her if she knew any dating, marriage, old saying, wives' tales. And then she said, "Yeah, I know something." She probably know more. I think she said she's going to get back with me. So she said, "I have never, me, I'm saying, heard of a leprechaun in Frenchtown, Creole, Louisiana. I have never heard of leprechauns in Louisiana or in Cajun Town, Louisiana. Never. So she said, I forgot who this old man is. He's a relative. He's probably passed, but the story is about almost if not 80 years old, is about 70 years old, because she was saying about or I think this lady would be my great or great grandmother. She was a fisherwoman. So she took her grandbaby, not her, I don't know, no wait, not her grandbaby. She took her youngest son. And in those days, people had like 15 kids, 20 kids, 22 kids. I think this lady had like 15 kids, maybe 18. So she's got the youngest one. They're going fishing. So she told him a story about, if you see a leprechaun in the water, keep it to yourself, because it's supposed to be bad luck for the family, or you won't get any money. Excuse me. So it's something to do with a leprechaun. And I guess it might be an old wives' tale. Maybe the people that when they go out there fishing in the swamps or whatever, they have seen something in the water or seen things. And so if you see it, you're supposed to keep it to yourself or maybe make a wish. So the little boy was so excited because he saw this thing, or what he thought was a leprechaun. And he said, Mommy, there it is. I see the little leprechaun. I see the leprechaun. And she's like, oh, wow. So my cousin was saying, she said, that's why our family's been poor ever since. Because cousin so-and-so, cousin whatever, he saw the leprechaun in the water, and you're not supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to keep it to yourself. I'm like, wow. That one took me by surprise, you guys. Okay. Leprechaun in the water in the swamps of Louisiana. Okay. My last one, I'm going to call it, I'm thinking this is from the 40s, maybe the 50s. And I remember as a kid hearing my granny on my mom's side tell, I don't know who she was talking to, but these women used to sit kind of like those little old women in Cuba with the pipes, playing cards, talking, gossiping, speaking in Creole. So I remember her saying, you remember when so-and-so had a well, and they sent someone to go to the well to get water. So this had to have been 40s, 50s, could have been the 60s, but it sounded like it was probably to me, when you're a kid and you hear something like that, that's like ancient. So I'm thinking now, had to have been about in the 40s or 50s. So this person went out, one of the relatives, and she came from a big family. I think it was like 7 or 8 sisters or girls and one boy. So the person went to the well to get water. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. So they went to go get the water at the well. It's kind of remind me of the woman at the well meeting Jesus Christ. So the woman's getting the well water. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. And she looked up and saw a ghost. And almost, how they pulling that rope, almost fell in the well because she was so caught off guard and scared at the same time. They almost went over. And I don't remember if they said, if the ghost said anything, if they talked to her, or, I'm assuming it probably was a friendly ghost because the person lived, same thing with my cousin, him with the hitchhiker ghost. I mean, obviously, he's still around. He lived to be a long, old man. Not old. He was like in his late 70s. But with this one, the woman from the well, that to me was so interesting as a kid, because when they would send me outside to go do something, or to go pick figs, or to go pick berries, I'm like, I'm not going out there too late, because I don't want to be out at night. Because I do remember that when they went to go get the water, whoever the lady was getting the water at the well, it was dark. Because back in the old days, a lot of those people, They didn't have ice box or freezers. They didn't have running water. They didn't have hot water. They had those toilets outside. You had to go to the, I forgot what, the outhouse to do your business. So those are my ghost stories, you guys. And if you notice, the only one where there was any talking and conversation is the one with my cousin picking up the old man, the hitchhiker. The other two, the apartment, the little dude with the apartment, my sister seeing the ghost, the lady at the well, the leprechaun. There was no talking and no information, no orders given or anything like that. So those are my ghost stories. Now they're not super scary, but they are interesting, and it just makes you think about like with ET, are there other people or other things out there with us, and why do some people see and others don't see? So again, if you enjoyed my video, my stories, let me know. If you didn't, oh well, keep it to yourself. Or if you have a better one, do share. Again, stay blessed, happy, healthy, peace, love, and God bless you. Thank you so much.